What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer. The spooky month is upon us, and with it comes, quite fittingly, Overwatch 2 Season 13. That's right, the new season is fast approaching, so in today's video I'll be talking about everything there is to know about the upcoming new season, from its start date to the new battle pass and cosmetic items we can expect, new Mythic skin, map reworks, and other exciting changes, and even, likely the reveal of the next Overwatch 2 hero. So let's go ahead and dive right on in, first and foremost starting off with the new season start date, which will be Tuesday, October 15th. We know this for sure based on the Season 13 teaser posted on the official Play Overwatch social accounts, alongside the name of this upcoming season, Spellbinder, which... let's get on to talking about that. We actually have a pretty good idea for what this next season's theme is going to be, based on not only the name and teaser trailer for this upcoming season, but also comments from Overwatch developers as far back as BlizzCon 2023. Now, starting with the name of the season and just the little teaser they showed off, clearly this is going to be a spooky Halloween-themed season, with Spellbinder implying a very magical component to that theme. And this lines up pretty perfectly with what Overwatch 2 game director Aaron Keller said back during BlizzCon 2023 when discussing the various themes we'd be seeing over the course of 2024. Out of all the themes he mentioned that we'd be receiving during this year, the only theme which we have yet to see actually make it into the game is witches. And witches, Spellbinder, yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that Season 13 will in fact be the witches themed season that was alluded to nearly a year ago. However, what does that actually mean in terms of the battle pass and cosmetic items we end up seeing? Well, witches is a fairly generic theme, and there's a number of different directions they could go with. They could go for the classic green-skinned witch riding a broomstick Halloween type witch, or they might go for something else a bit more abstract, maybe akin almost to the eldritch horror type stuff we saw earlier in 2024, or leaning more into folklore and other sort of mystical fairy tale type stuff. There's a lot of different directions they could take a witches theme, and we honestly are probably just going to have to wait until we actually see the season itself before we know how Blizzard is going to be handling this. But it's also worth considering that lately Blizzard hasn't been sticking too heavily to the respective theme for a given season. I mean, heck, just look at Season 12, which had the Egyptian mythology theme, and see how sparse the actual Egyptian-themed skins were during the season. Maybe we only get a small number of witch-themed skins in Season 13. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But the important thing to note is that the one thing we can for sure expect to get is a new Mythic skin that will be fitting this witch theme. And who's going to be getting this brand new Mythic skin? Well, we don't know just yet, but it does seem pretty likely that this next new Mythic will be for a tank hero. Not because there's any sort of pattern Blizzard has established with adding Mythic skins for a given role in a set order. We thought that was the case for a long time, but that kind of got thrown out the window recently with the recent Reaper Mythic. But what we do know is that tanks haven't gotten a new proper Mythic skin since the Orisa skin nearly a year ago. Since then, we've had 2 support mythics and 2 damage mythics, but no tank mythics, not counting the Reinhardt mythic weapon. That doesn't count. So I'm going to go ahead and hazard that more than likely we will be seeing a tank hero get this season's mythic skin, which is an interesting one because witches and tank, those two seem to not be the strongest correlation of theme and role, if you ask me. Although there are some interesting ideas that could end up manifesting as a witch-themed tank mythic skin, my personal favorite being Baba Yaga Diva. Now, for those of you who maybe don't know, Baba Yaga is a character from specifically Slavic folklore, although at this point she's a character that is sort of propagated across much of the globe, who's often characterized as a witch who lives in a house that walks around on chicken feet. Yes, a very strange character in folklore. There's a lot of interesting stories involving this character, but nonetheless, I think the idea of a house walking around on chicken feet feels rather fitting for Diva's mech. I mean, there's even been some concept artwork done by very talented artists in the community depicting what a skin like this might look like, and I think it would be perfect. Is this in fact going to be the mythic skin we get in Season 13? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. Personally, I think it would be a perfect fit though, because again, Diva hasn't gotten a mythic skin yet, but for all we know, it might end up going to somebody else. Only time will tell. Sticking on the topic of mythics though, it seems we're also likely to be getting a new mythic weapon as well, seeing that we've gotten one for the previous 2 seasons, and if any sort of pattern is to be gleaned from the way they've introduced mythic weapons, we've thus far gotten a tank mythic weapon and a support mythic weapon, so whatever mythic weapon we get in season 13 might be a damage weapon specifically. Again, they might just go in a completely different direction again like what they did last season with the mythic skins, so we'll have to wait and see, but mythic skin and mythic weapon, we can expect to at least be getting one of each in season 13. But speaking of skins and cosmetics, let's talk about the major collab that'll be coming in Overwatch 2 season 13, which we actually already have quite a bit of information on, which is the Overwatch 2 My Hero Academia collab. This was officially announced just recently during Microsoft's Tokyo Game Show presentation, and in it was revealed that there'd be 5 new skins coming for Reinhardt, Tracer, Juno, Reaper, and Kiriko, all themed around various characters from My Hero Academia. A very exciting collab for me personally, and for many people within the Overwatch community, one which I think a lot of people saw coming for a very long time, given that these 2 franchises feel very fitting for each other. And that collab will be starting on October 17th and running until October 30th, so interesting they have it start just 2 days after the season itself. I'm kind of surprised they didn't just have it start with the new season, but either way, it'll be within that first week and will be running for the remainder of October. For a full breakdown on the collab trailer and the new content that'll be coming with it, along with my extensive personal thoughts on it, I do recommend you check out a previous video of mine I did when the trailer first released. I'll have that linked in the video description and cards on screen, but needless to say, it looks pretty cool and I'm hyped for it. Getting back to witches though, season 13 will indeed be overlapping with Halloween, so we can expect to more than likely see the return of the Halloween Terror event featuring Junkenstein's Revenge, Wrath of the Bride. Probably all those old modes are going to come back to get to play again, which is nice because they're certainly some of the more popular seasonal game modes Overwatch has historically had. As for whether or not there'll be any new game modes though is kind of up in the air. Recently, Blizzard seems to have sort of shied away from making season-specific game modes like they used to, so it's hard to say whether or not there'll be anything new for Junkenstein's Revenge this time around, or the Halloween Terror event in general, but at the very least, I think we can expect them to bring back the old modes, so we at least have that to look forward to. And moving on from the definitive theming of the season, perhaps the other major exciting new content we actually have to look forward to in this upcoming season is actually already the next new hero. Yes, the next hero after Juno, who is supposed to be officially releasing in season 14, and we do know at this point is already going to be a tank hero, is more than likely going to get revealed at some point in season 13. This fits the trend we've seen for the past several hero releases where they have some sort of reveal for that hero along with an in-game gameplay trial of them about a month ahead of when they actually officially release. That was the case with Mauga, Venture, Juno, so it only makes sense that Blizzard would do it once again with this new tank hero that's going to be releasing in season 14. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say that there's a good chance we see in-game teasers leading up to this reveal and gameplay trial like what they did with Juno on maps like Dorado and Route 66 leading up to her reveal. And if they do decide to handle it in that same sort of manner, those teasers could start showing up as soon as season 13 launches, so definitely keep an eye out for anything strange, new, and mysterious popping up on the maps once the new season debuts. Now, as for this new tank hero themselves, well, all we have to go on so far is this image, which was shown very subtly back at BlizzCon 2023 nearly a year ago, and admittedly, it doesn't offer much. A lot of people have made speculations about the character's identity or overall design and abilities based on just this tiny, highly stylized image, but personally, I've refrained from making any major speculation on that front. I mean, heck, if we just compare this image to the images shown of Juno and Venture at that time, I don't think either of these images necessarily convey a whole lot about the given character they're representing. It's a very stylized chibi design of the character that makes it very difficult to actually discern any information about them. Not to mention, this image was released nearly a year ago, and considering all the changes Juno went through during her development since that time, I think it's even more likely that this next upcoming tank hero has undergone significant changes as well, such that the image we see here might not even represent what they look like at all. Please feel free to make your own speculation though about the character and their abilities. I've certainly seen plenty already, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more leading up to their actual release. But either way, I'm very excited to see what Blizzard has in store for us with this next upcoming new hero, and we're likely going to start getting information on them pretty soon. Now, moving on from hero talk, let's discuss maps, specifically map reworks. Now, a number of months ago, it was discussed how Blizzard is going to focus a lot on reworking existing maps this year, as opposed to necessarily adding new ones. And while Blizzard at the moment hasn't outright said whether or not there's going to be a new map releasing in Season 13, I think more than likely there won't be, just given the fact that we just got the new Clash game mode, which featured 2 brand new maps. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get a new map in Season 13 because of that, but instead, this might be an opportunity for Blizzard to focus on introducing some of the map reworks which they've previously discussed. While Blizzard hasn't gone super in-depth with actual details about these reworks, they have mentioned that the list of maps being considered for reworks include Nimbani, Dorado, Circuit Royale, and Havana, but could very well feature others, or maybe some of those don't even ultimately end up getting reworked. Again, this is something where we're going to have to wait and see, but it does seem very likely that we can expect some form of rework for at least some maps coming in Season 13, just based on the fact that there's not going to be an official new hero release this season. So instead, it might make sense to focus a bit more on the map side of the game. Additionally, beyond maps, there's a number of extra little changes we can expect. The new Clash game mode is going to be getting some minor balance tweaks and adjustments in this next upcoming season. Sombra has been discussed to be getting some sort of changes, which are likely to hit in Season 13. There's also the now long teased Reaper rework, which has been talked about for, I want to say, the better part of a year at this point, that we have yet to see reach the light of day. Whether or not we finally see that Reaper rework happen in Season 13 is anyone's guess. For all we know, maybe the rework entirely has been scrapped at this point, but either way, it's potentially something we could see coming in this next season. And also, a new quick play hacked event has been confirmed to be coming in Season 13, specifically one which is going to focus on sort of hybridizing role queue and open queue. Basically, it wants to find a sort of middle ground to the mode where it's not as restrictive as role queue, but also not as open queue. So that'll be an interesting quick play hacked event to see play out. Rather curious to see what Blizzard has cooking there. And the last thing that's worth touching on here today for Season 13 is 6v6. Yes, discussion on the whole 6v6 versus 5v5 has kind of died down at this point, hasn't it? Thank goodness. But we do still know that Blizzard does have some form of 6v6 test mode in the works, and while they haven't said when exactly that mode is going to see the light of day, it is possible we at the very least hear more about it in Season 13. Whether this is going to manifest as a quick play hacked event or some sort of limited time game mode or what is hard to say at this point, but we do know that Blizzard is at the very least seriously considering playing around with 6v6 as a mode again, and it's possible we end up seeing something along those lines happen in Season 13. Anyways, that does it for everything we know so far regarding Overwatch 2 Season 13. The season is almost here, so I for one am very excited to have it launch. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. Are you excited to see what sort of witch themed skins might be making it into the game? Are you excited to finally get a look at the next upcoming new hero? Or maybe you're just excited for the My Hero Academia collab. I sure as heck am, so be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, be sure to subscribe, hit up that bell icon, follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any future Overwatch 2 news, streams, and other content. Special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. If you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.